no gold is not enough.
Now we need to prepare our form in a way so that we can process images as we want to upload an image. So what I do here is that I go into form action, and what I want to do here, that we need to create a page that will process this. So in our structure of this application login system, we created a process folder which is already processing few things: log in, log out, sign up. For user updation, I'm going to create a process file as well. So this is the file which is going to process our form submission and will upload the file. So here in user profile, we need to provide the direction where exactly this file is. So if I see here, we are in user profiles, which is inside pages. So we need to say dot dot dash, and when you say dot dot dash, we are now in the main directory where we say process, and then dash again, and sorry about that, we need to say processes, and inside processes we have file. So this is the action. Now we need a method. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna break this down here, and I'm gonna call, let's call here method type. I believe you already know about it. So in type going to be multi-form form data. All right, now this form is ready to process images, and this is the file where it goes to if everything correct. So user profile is here, we give one folder out, then inside processes, and inside processes we have our file. Now here, what I can say inside this file, if I go into login, I'm just gonna do similar, because everywhere we are going to check for this. We're going to start session, we're going to check for if the form is submitted. So I'm going to copy this from this, and I'm going to put here and close the bracket. Alright, now here what I'm going to do here, I'm going to say echo user profile updated, just to see if our form is coming here. So we are starting a session and submitting a form. Now let's see. So what I do here, go here, refresh, and click submit. We go to processes, but we are not getting the output. So we should see the message because we are submitting. Now what is happening is, if I go to user profile and we go at the bottom where we have submit button, I gave this submit button name of update, and when we use $_post, it looks for the name. Now it is looking for submit, so it's not getting, so we need to provide update here. I save this update name, and once we save this, we can go to browser now, and if I refresh, resend, we get a user profile updated. Let's get the data now. So what do we need to do here? We are checking already this, so I am going to remove this, and I'm going to say $_ and post, and then we need to get first thing first is the username. So we are going to check if the username is there. Now I'm going to copy this and paste here, and the second thing we need is user email. So we are going to put here, and then we also need the image. Now image type is file. So what we need to do in this case is we are going to say it's not going to be done by $_post. We need to say $_file. So it's files, and there we need to pass the name, just like we pass the $_post there, the name. So here we're going to pass this. Now we're just checking these three, and I forgot to add the password. So what we can do, we can quickly, what I do, I simply upload the image first, and we will implement the password change as well afterwards. So let's do this first. So what I do here, now I'm going to put the dollar user. All right, all looks good. So we are going to see here first of all what we are getting. So I'm going to say here print _r, and I'm going to pass for the names. We know we are going to get the values, whatever values we have. Let's print email and image straight away to see what we're getting. Paste this user image now. So I want to show you how your $_file works. Okay. So I'm going to save this. Now we go to the browser and I'm going to refresh the page. Now here I'm going to browse and I'm going to select an image, and the user.png file is here. Now I update. Now we get here. So this is the data we are getting, and what I'm going to do here is that we can simply if you notice, we're getting here name of the file that I provided, user.png. Then we're getting type, so we have the image and png. Then temp name, we have error, which is 0, then size of the image. Now what we can do here is we can use these things to validate if we are processing an image file or what file we are processing. So let's see a small example for that. We're not empty, and then we are going to put here user new name. So we are checking these two fields. I want to process, I want to check image later on. Before anything, I want to check if these two things are there. So if not empty, we're going to continue. Here I'm going to pass an error. So what we can do here is, this file is in processes directory, so we need to be careful about it. We get one directory out, then we go into pages, and inside pages we say user profile .php. Now along with this I want to pass an error, so it's going to be error, and it's going to be equal to empty name and email. So I just want to do it, and I'm going to put exit here. So this is going to redirect the user with this parameter, and we can check for this in there to display the error. So let's do that. So I save this file, go in here, and here what I want to do, I want to say I'm going to say starting a PHP tag $_get, and we need to provide that parameter. Oh, sorry, we need to provide this empty name, email, and we need to pass here. Now if it is set, we are going to show an error, so we're going to say alert danger, again bootstrap class, so don't worry much about it, just for the bit of styling. And here I want to say required. Alright, so yeah, it should work. Now let's see here. If I go to browser and refresh, and user removes the name and update, we get that, but we don't get the error. Let's see why. So I'm passing error is equal to empty name and email, and here my mistake, I'm checking the value. Actually we need to pass error, so that it's going to check if error is set. So if we go here and go to the browser, refresh, we get a name and email is required. I think we need a break here, so I'm gonna add a break tag. That's sure here in that case. So refresh, name and email is required, right? So we have that this is the value that we are getting from the $_get. Alright, so we have it, it's working. So if I go back to user profile, this time I remove the email it, name, and email is required. So this is done. Now let's deal with the image. So for the image, if I go here and select image this time and hit update, we have this. Now we can use these. So I go here in update process. So here where we are getting the data, here what I'm going to do, I want to say, so we have name here, so let's try to get that. So here we are using this, and what I can do here is I simply, I say here dollar image name, and we can get now dollar user image name. Now similarly, if I go back there, we have type, so let's get that too. So in case user uploads a zip file, we want to check before it's we say it is an image. Now we also have size that we can use, so I'm going to copy that, and here in code editor, alright, so we can check for the file size. Now what I want to do, I want to check if the user is uploading image or not any other format. So what we can do here is I will use a PHP Function Explode. So what I do, I say here explode, and we need to pass explode with what. So when you go to the browser and you see in the type we have image slash PNG. So in this case, we can break this name with the slash, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put here so here I'm gonna say slash, and the second parameter we need to provide the file type. So I'm gonna pass that file type here. Now we can say here dollar file data. And let's see what we get. We should get an array. So let's see here. So dollar file data. Now if I go to browser, refresh, and one moment, what I did here is that we need to remove these. Parent underscore r, and name and email is there. Alright, let's refresh. So we get 0 image, 1 PNG. So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna get the final value. So every time you process any file, upload any file, the last array value after exploding it going to be the extension of that file. So what we can do here is we can say, all right, the file extension, and we want to get this extension. So what we're going to say here is that, okay, the file data, so count that file data. So we have used the PHP function, and we're going to pass the file data inside it, just like that. All right, and then we're gonna say -1 inside it. Okay, so what we are doing here, we said, okay, count the file data. So if it's gonna count, okay, we have two values, 0 on index 0 and index 1. So we say, all right, so get the value, and we are passing it as an array and passing this as an index. So we are saying, okay, total values are 2 minus 1, which is 1, and when you go here, index 1 is PNG. So here we are going to get the file extension. Here we can put a condition, in this case, if file extension is equal to JPG, then we are going to process image. All right, so here we can say process, and I want to pass this header again, and here I'm going to paste this. This time I say error invalid file type. So we also need to catch this error, so I go here and here where we already showed an error, I'm going to say here else if, and we are passing the exact same way we're going to pass the error. So I'm going to break the stop the PHP, put an error, and here I'm going to say invalid. Alright, so now we need to check what exactly it is. So we have we're going to pass this. Now here is an issue that when you pass $error, this is the time when we need to check for the value. So for checking the value, what we need to do here is we need to put a condition like if error is set, then we need to check further the error values. And what error value is going to be? It is going to be the empty name in this case. So we need to provide that in here, that if it is equals to this, and similarly we need to pass for this error. So here I want to pass invalid file type, so that comes here. Alright, save this file. Now if I go here, and if this time I have a video.mp4, I select that, I open it, it is selected. Now update, it says invalid file type, only images allowed. So our error is working now because we are checking for only JPG PNG files. Let's check if it is getting the PNG correctly. So what I do here is I go back again, and we have PNG file, select that, open, update. We need to actually, we are not hiding the errors, that's why it's still showing there. So as a user here, update. So we're exploding data here, and we are getting the file data. Let's call it file image data instead of file data. Then we are saying, okay, get the last index of file data by providing the count -1. So we should get our file extension. Let's print here, and let's do that. Print _r, and I put that, and then exit. So I don't want this code to go any further. And let's see what happens. I refresh the page, and let's upload the image. Update. We get PNG. Now let me remove this, and I want to print something, so I say we are getting it. And let's go here and refresh. PNG file. Okay, we are getting it now. Alright, so now what we can do, we are getting here if we have the file selected there. So we can initiate the process of uploading file. Either you can use print _r, or although you can also use var _dump. The same thing. So I'm just gonna var dump this time, and let's see what happens. I go here, refresh. So we get we getting temp name here, we're getting error. We also need to catch these two, so I'm gonna do that now. So here where we are getting this, we can put 2 more variables. So I'm gonna put like that. Be careful about that. And also we are catching or if there is any error by this, so we need to put in here. Alright, and similar $file error. Alright, so we have all these values. Now what we need to do, I remove this from here because I already have all the values required. Now we can also add the file size check as well. So to do that, all you need to do, you need to check on this file size variable. So if I say here, once we have the desired extension file type, so what I do here, I put here, so what I do here as a var dump and put this variable in it, save this, go to browser, and I refresh. So this is the size in bytes. So so if you want to check for like what size of this you want to allow to the user, you simply put a check here. So I say if $file, and we have size, so is more than, now I'm going to put here the bytes, and this much bytes and is going to be 1 MB. So if you want, you can check for 5 MBs, you just need to do it 5. So now it is 5 MB. Currently we have the file size this, which is far less, so it is going to allow us. So here I'm just going to do it this way and then put else, and here I'm going to say again header, and here we say file. Alright, so this error will display if we fail, if the user uploads big file. So I need to also put this check into the user profile page. So I go here, else if, and here it's going to be $_this. Now I'm gonna copy paste this from here to make things quick. We can say here maximum. Alright, so user gonna get this error if they upload anything bigger than 5 MB. So to check this, if this was working, currently we have this. So what I can do, I can compare it with 10,000 just to check, so that here instead of this, I'm just gonna cut this for now, and I'm gonna put here 10,000, right? And now this size is bigger, of 530 more, so we should get the error. Now I'm saying if file size is more, so I need to do it this way. Alright, let's go here and refresh, send. Maximum file MB size is allowed. Alright, so that's working for us. Now I want to replace it with the 5 MB, and here we can proceed to uploading the file, underscore uploaded underscore file, and it takes 2 parameters, the file temp name. Now we can create that name, and we need to do that. So what I do here, I say file new name. Alright, so what it's going to be, so what I want to do, currently we are dealing here in processes. Inside this folder, I want this to get downloaded in let's create a directory, I think, for this particular here next to the index. I say public, and inside public I want to create another directory, user images. So we need to put images in there, right? So what do we do here, that I'm gonna say get one directory out, because we are in user processes, so it goes out to processes, then it is going to go inside public, then inside we need to go into user images, so it's going to be user images. So this is going to be the directory, and I want to open the file name. Now file name is going to be the name we have here, and I'm just going to copy this and also and this here. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say $file name. I'm going to put in here and the temp name of this file. The temp name is here, so I'm going to copy that and I'm going to pass temp name here. Alright, so everything is working, then it should upload our image. Now let's see, so if I go here, refresh, browse, select the image and update. Now if I go to folder, in our project, in public, user image, we don't have any image. One more thing we need to check here is that do we have the enough permissions for that directory that we can upload straight away. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to in my project, so if I go here in directory, you will see I'm in Sky and then the directory. So here I'm in Sky, and if I say ls, you can see the same directory assets includes that we have here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run a command sudo chmod -R 777 public. So it is going to give the full permission to public folder and any subdirectories. So if we want, if it is a permission issue we are facing, it should be resolved by this. When I hit enter, it goes through. Now let's refresh and try again. Now if I go to the directory public user images, we have our image there. So this is working for us. So here we can say one more thing. We can say $uploaded, and we can simply say that if uploaded, so we know that file is uploaded. Now we are updating the user file here, so we need to and the user clicks update, so we need to also run the query to update the names. So what we're going to do here is that we are going to get the username from the session, and we are going to update the database. So now there is one thing that I want to show you. John is here, and John at Gmail. Let's say John changes himself to Mark, and John changes his email as well to Mark, and he selects the image to upload. Now the thing is that when he does that, the session value is not going to be changing. For example, if I say var underscore dump $_ session, that's the variable we are using here. So yeah, it's the same variable in this file. So we can see that can we get the data from database using this name, because from input, if John is updating to Mark or changing his name, we cannot use that name to get the data. So we need the session name, and we need to update the session as well. So here I say Mark and I hit update, so it says John. You can get the idea. Session still has John saved in it. So here we can run the query using this variable. So here what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say users where name equals session, the value we have here. Now I'm gonna put this in variable in here to make the life easier. Now this is not going to work for us because we are just saying update. It's a set name, so we have field user underscore name, and equals the value that we have here, that we are getting from here, image name, username. So I'm gonna copy that and I'm going to put here, and then parameter and they're going to be email. So we want that which is here, and we are going to pass that email here. All right. Now one more thing I want to do here is that if you see in this table, we don't have any field for image, but when we want to display the image, because we are adding the user image, so we want to show it somewhere when the user logged in, so we need to insert a field that stores user image. So what I do is go to structure, and what I want to do, I say add column 1, and after it asks where you want to add. So I say, let's say add after username. I say go. Now here we need to say user underscore image. Now the type, I want to say to varchar. It's going to have user image name, and I want to set it to 250 maximum. Now by default I want it to be nullable, so that if user won't provide us anything or doesn't add the image, we won't get any error. So I save this, go back here. Now we have image underscore user underscore image. So in here, we can also define another parameter, and that's going to be the user underscore image, and we can provide image name, so that we can use it. We are storing this name as image name, so we are going to pass here. All right, now this SQL is complete, but there is one thing that we need to correct here. When you update, you say, okay, set these values. So you separate them not with and, you separate them with comma. So you say like username this, email this, and similarly you do the same for this. So if it all goes fine, we should have and where name is equal to logged in user. So I put here mysql underscore query, and in this query we want to pass connection and the second $SQL. So our query is ready to run. Now what we need to do, we need to see here $results, and let's see if it is working or not. So because at this point we can redirect user to the main page and give a success. Let's add that straight away. So I copy this and put it here, and this time it's going to be a success message, and we are going to say user updated. I'm going to copy this and save this. Now go to profile here, where we are checking for if it's set get error. Now we need to check also for if it's set success. So if and we need to pass, oh sorry, this is the value. Be careful about that, because we need to check for success. And for values, we are going to check inside this if statement. So if dollar is equal to this, then now we are comparing it to the value. Then we want to do something, and that something is a success message. So we are going to say alert successfully. All right, so I think all is fine now. We can, here is the name, because if you notice I'm setting username is equal to this, so there is no name field. So when we are checking where name, it should be where username. Now I'm gonna say here mark@gmail.com, user image, open, update. So we can do one thing whenever we deal with these kind of queries. We can check the errors, like this error, like we didn't add this, so it should tell us you can initially add this PHP error reporting. Now in this particular file we are not including the DB on post when we are submitting. So if I go on any other form, we are including here the same way we need to include in this file. So when user submits, we want to include the DB so that we can go and query. So that's when we get the connection. So now if I go here and let's go and refresh, we get user updated successfully. Here we get mark user.png mark. So if we go here, we need to now go into mark, and password is going to be the same, login, and if I go to user profile, we have mark, it's marks detail, and now we can show the mark image. Let's display the marks image here on the welcome mark. So here what I do, I go to user.php, and here simply I'm going to call the image. We need to provide the image source. So if I go here, we are saving the image in public and user images and user.png. So what we want to do here is, and we also want a way to make this image dynamic, so that if the one user adds an image with some name, it should be like appending time to it, so that each image user can upload a different image. If 2 or 3 users uploads the same image with the same name, there shouldn't be any confusion, otherwise the program will fail. So here what we're gonna do, we're gonna say dash, oh sorry, we are in index currently, so we simply say public and slash user image. Now here we need to use PHP function like this. So I'm gonna copy this and paste in here. Now what we want is, we want to pass, I'm gonna remove UC first, and we want to pass user image. Now we don't have, or we are not setting user image currently, so we need to set user image. So for that I go in login. So here we are setting session right here. So we are selecting everything, so we can copy this line. So because we are selecting everything, we can add an image as well, user image, and the name should be as it is in the database. So in here we are calling user underscore image, so we are good. We can pass this. We can say here a condition, so that like it's a ternary operator, so we say is set. If this particular image is set, then image, otherwise no. So yeah, be careful, notice this. So basically we are saying if this particular thing is set, then use the value of this thing, otherwise use null. So this is called ternary operator. You will see it a lot. So we are just passing this. So if there is image, it will be set in session. So I save this and we go log out. Now I want to log in again. Now this time I want to log in with the mark at gmail.com 123 and log in. So when I go to user profile, and let's go to home here. Now in index page, we can print this to see if we are getting the user image. So I'm just gonna paste here, go here and refresh. We get the user.png. So the same we are providing here. So public user image user.png is here, and we can say let's see if we get the image. So if I go here and refresh, we need to inspect this. So we need to pass an S here. If you see the directory name images. Now I save this. Go here. Refresh. We have the image. So we need to remove this name from here. Alright, so if you go now, you see welcome mark images here, user profile, user can update, we can show and do more stuff. We will make this project more advanced. Code for this particular video is in the description, you can download from there. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video.
And I'll go